So, everything old is new again. Those of you who've been following this channel since its inception will know that these are the reason. This is kind of the reason I'm Z-Reviews. Well, not this. I've told this story probably 5 or 6 times over the years because they keep coming out with this. This is a Brainwavz HM5. And it's not. This is a monoprice version of it that I just got in 2022. At the end of 2022. And I got the Brainwavz HM5s in 2015. 2014? $130 in 2014. I got these $17 on Amazon. Now they're $65. But it was like Black Friday or no, it was a week ago. It was weeks ago. What am I talking about? This was weeks ago, but it was like $17. And I'm like, wait a second. That's a Brainwavz HM5 with the exact same soft Brainwavz pads. They don't sell separately when you go to Brainwavz. They don't. And you know what? I'm fucking buy it. I'm fucking buy it. What the fuck? What's the difference? So I was setting up for the Zeospantera review. Let me tell you the story about why I'm here. Why this best girl is here. Because I was going to use her wallpaper for the Hyphen Zeospantera. And I'll change it for that. But I needed to test to see if I was going to blow up a headphone. Because I hooked up the Stark Crimson Monos with an adapter for headphones. And I'm like, all right, I need a headphone that I don't care if it explodes. Do we have any volunteers? Do we have any volunteers of a balanced headphone? It has to be a headphone that I can balance, that if it explodes, I don't give a fuck. I would use like KPH 30s or something, but you gotta rewire them to balance them, so I couldn't use that. And I was using like those Moondrops, and they're sort of rare. And I'm like, what, you know what? What the fuck? I'll whip these out. I burned them in on the burning rig for a week, 2 weeks, I don't even remember. And they were sitting on the table, and I'm like, oh, 3.5 millimeter will fit. So I grabbed my nearest fucking Periopt cable that would have a balanced output, and I put it on this, and I put them on, and sure enough, it went, whoo, and it didn't blow up. Nothing blew up. But it was like real, these are real sensitive on like a 150 watt pair of amps. So, but I was listening to them. For the first time, I was actually listening and not just, like they came out, if you watch the unboxing channel, they still have a little bit of the remnants of like the failure. These things must have been in packaging for years, just squished. Like like this is the package it comes with. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of this huge foam padded zippered bag. $17 I got it for. Now it's $65. I'm doing this review in a sort of enthusiastic and exuberant way because I never really took the HM5s seriously once I moved on from that. Because I had 280 Pros, Sennheiser 280 Pros, the older visions for years and years. And then when I heard my friend's HM5s, I was like, oh my God, headphones apparently can actually sound good and not just clean and linear like 280 Pros. And so I invested my $130 into them, and then this channel was born because I'm like, I'm so excited. So step forward into the future, open up this bag. The pads are fucking destroyed, crushed. Here's the wire it comes with, by the way. You're going to want to invest. It's not the worst wire. It's got an adapter for 1/4 inch to 3.5 millimeter. It used to come with 2. This one comes with just 1, but it's nice. It's got the red and blue indicators. Oh God, I said nice, and it's not the worst cable. Like I remember mine turned to shit from just use, but look at that red and blue indicators. It's 3.5 millimeter. They actually pop in like a little pop, but you don't need it. You got this insane case, which would be like Zeospantera would be very much at home if I was shipping Zeospantera in this case. But we're not gonna do that. And then you get them out, and I'll do a real quick once-over. They're very stately. They're not overdone. They're not underdone. We've got this like metal on the back. It used to have the Brainwavz logo there. It's got plastic here. This is the part that fails. This is something up here will crack. It does wiggle back and forth. The pads are, imagine if Brainwavz pads were like you know when you get like a dirty water hot dog, or like a really like $3 hamburger, and it's greasy and sloppy, but it's like the best hamburger. That's these pads, because they're like, you can see they're not like high quality, but they're soft in the right way, and they're like loose in the right way that it just feel. This is like no shit Meze lyrics, like softness. Like, oh God, those are $2,000. But somehow this shitty fucking pad, which if you go out and buy Brainwavz pads, I've got them. They're not this. They're just never been this. Sliding mechanism here, fine. This will also crack. Just up here, we'll fucking something will crack inside of it. But it doesn't matter because these are the same price as like Ship 9500s, and they're closed back. And the closed back Ship 9500s were hot garbage. And what I've come to terms with, just now sitting at this desk, I've reviewed like 5 or 6 headphones lately. Haven't had to turn this rack on at all. The big power switch there. Where's my lights? Do my lights not come on? There we go. I don't turn on the rack because there's no like need, because I got everything I need in my desk. And I was setting up for like the crazy Zeospantera review. Plug these in, listen to them, and go, you know what? These sound fucking great. These are great. Maybe it's because I used them for like 3 or 4 years straight, and these were like my go-to. But they were the Brainwavz HM5s, and they were the NVX100s, which made the clamp less. This has a high clamp version. The other ones were like super loose, which is not good. When you have a soft pad, you need something to press that pad against your head. So I'm okay with the slightly clampier version. I've lost my train of thought. So I put them on, I'm like, oh shit. So I'm completely stopping the Zeospantera review as of right now. And I'm just gonna deal with the fucking minor price. I should get you probably the model number and the name. And that wallpaper's in the corner. And don't forget to check the link in the description for, that's Zeospantera. Did I not open it? I did open it. Check out the link for the sponsorship. Whoever's sponsoring this video. Thank you to who's sponsored this week. Every week we have a different sponsor. Or every day. I don't know how I'm going to charge for like those weird like universal sponsorships. Like, do I charge by the week? Do I charge by the day? And people can take whatever segment they want. And then I have to charge more when it comes to the holidays. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful thing. $65.96. I purchased it for, I think it said $18 on the checkout and plus shipping. For some reason, there was plus shipping. It's not Prime. It was up to $25 total. $25 total. Get a case, get a wire, get a headphone, amazing pads, $25 total. So now they're $65.96. And you know what? I'm okay with that. These are referred to as the HR05C. High resolution 5C. I don't know. HR05C is what they're called. And you know what? That's fine. And there's high resolution features and 42 millimeter driver, which is not a 50, which is not a 40. So it's very unique. Apparently, they're always bought with 5 1/4-inch adapters and then an XLR male to male. Don't know why. But you could buy those together if you really felt like it. By the way, if you want to hear the sound demo of these, because I haven't filmed a lot of the sound demos, they're all coming up. All sound demos are now available only to patrons and subscribers. They're on a Telegram channel, a private Telegram channel. I can upload the videos there. I'm trying to get the encoding settings right, and you can be able to play any music I want to demonstrate it. So if you're interested in hearing real music, like not just the stuff that passes the YouTube scrutiny, but the actual stuff I like to listen to and like assess headphones on, feel free to check out my Patreon and Subscribestar in the link in the description. So I should probably get to what the actual, the crux of this is. Because I was talking about turning on the rack. These are so fucking amp dependent, it hurts. Hurts Rent-A-Car. You know, I should turn a tube amp on. I don't even know if those are hooked up. It is hooked up. Cool. Hopefully it has signal. These things, I didn't put them in the regular wire. I burned them in the regular wire. Put them on the balance cable. Balance cable out of the stock Rimsons. I'm like, ugh. So I'm like, all right, cool. Balance cable out of the topping LA90, which is a much more controllable thing that I'm used to. Ugh. And then I plugged it into the own X1S GT, which is, oh, the sun. Look at that. That's, fuck. This is usually one of my go-tos for like IM testing. I brought it on the desk. It's got the audio reclocker, which makes it sound a little bit better. I just like the smallest little, I think it's better. But it's here, and I'm like, ooh, this doesn't sound good with these. And I'm like, and I'm pushing it high. I'm pushing it past 2 o'clock. There's no high-low gain. Usually this thing pushes everything at like noon. And these aren't even hard to drive, so I don't understand what's going on. I think the problem is Aoun has high output impedance, which if you don't know what that is, look it up and tell it to me. But it has high output impedance. It makes it doesn't jive well with some headphones that have weird input impedance. So it has to be like jive. Usually you want the lowest possible. It has like 10 ohms or something. Or 10 whatever the fucking output impedance is. But I'm swapping around. I have it on the Singzer over there. And I'm noticing every other track is like, okay, this is too loud, and then it's too quiet, and then it's too loud, and it's too quiet. And that doesn't happen on the LA90. And they're all getting fed the same signal. And the DAC I'm using for the Singzer, I'm using this topping A30 Pro DAC, or I'm sorry, D30 Pro DAC. And it's just like, I'm up and down the volume constantly on that. And then I'm putting it back over here, and it's like, so these are, I think when I reviewed them, if this is the same driver, which I'm assuming they haven't fucked around with it, because it's monoprice and they're lazy. It's like, yeah, put our name on it. I think if you had the right amplifier, which could be anything at this point, I really want to try out. I need to get this rack working again. It's too far away. I like things here. So I might abandon the side rack, make that just DACs, and then feed all the amps on like a row here, maybe extend the desk like an arch. Was always my plan to do that, just so I have more access to amps. Or cut holes in the desk so I can reach down there. But then where will I put the waifu stickers? So what I'm saying is, for $65, or in my case, $25, these fucking things sound pretty good. Are we good with that? Can I say that without getting like scrutiny and like, oh, yeah? Because the comfort's number one in a headphone. I've always said, if you put on the world's greatest headphone and it feels like shit, something's wrong, find another headphone. So putting these on my ears with their big ass, soft ass pads, I swear to God, it's super comfy in here. Pirates for Angelica featuring Rodrigo and Gabrielle. Now I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to lower the volume in Winamp. Wow. This really is going back. I was just thinking about Winamp for a bit. I'm plugging into this. A little muddled. And then I'm going to plug it in. Oh, God. Pray to God. Prayer. Woo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's raw. That's the rawest of power that I'm shoving through there. That's a fully acceptable, because this is half the price of the headphones I usually recommend. It said I need a closed back headphone, cheap. Rode NTH 100, $150. $150. Or a blonde, Woogaza Blonde BW60, $180. Or Hyphamin RD7X, R7DX, 7DX, that's right, that's what they are, R7DX. Yeah, and these are like $130. So if you were really on a budget, I didn't have an option for you. Now I have an option for you. Now, Amazon on my phone tells me there's like 13 units left. So I'm hoping that these are still gonna be around. I know they're not made by Monoprice, they're not made by Brainwavz, they're made by a company in China called like Yoga or Yogi, something along the lines. I did all the research back in the day, back in the 2013, 14, 15 days. So they just went to the thing. I would rebrand these as a Z headphone, sell them for $68, sell them for $69.69, flat rate shipping. And just because their comfort's number one, these are that. Sound quality is number two. These have that. And then reliability is, I used my set for 4 or 5 years. The wire got a little bit stiff from like body oils, don't ask. The pads will eventually break down, because nothing this perfect lasts forever, except for Marin. Since she's drawn, she'll last forever. But yeah, that's good enough. Like its build is good enough. Its comfort is better than good enough, and its sound quality is absolutely better than any gaming headset. Like fuck all gaming headsets right now, just except for the EPOS, whatever those are that I reviewed and released like a week ago. I'm guessing that those things sound legitimate good. Those are $130, and they're Sennheisers, and they're originating from whatever the point is. If you have under $100 and you need a closed back and you want it to be comfortable, buy this. Spend the rest of the budget you have to get another wire. I'll find a fucking 3.5 millimeter wire. It doesn't have to go to balance terminal, but plug it in and plug it into different amps. I'm shocked at how big the difference is here. I'm gonna unplug this again. Let's get out of this. Go to the A90D. Oh, sorry, LA90. Wow, maybe I shouldn't keep reviewing things today. So, like, here's my issue. Oh, I have that lowered. Okay, there you go. I was about to say, what the fuck? No, even then, I just raised the volume all the way 100% on FUBAR. I got 4 decibels down here. No, wait, I'm coming off the Shelly DAC. Oh, I'm still at half volume on low gain on an LA90. Like, holy shit. These things can take power. We're ready. I think the Solaris has got some Are you ready for me, baby? Let me lower that to not kill everyone. Let me take it off of high gain. Oh, it is working. Excellent. You know what? I don't think I ever tubed the HM5s. Wait a second. Otis Taylor. I gotta... Wow, they sound amazing on a tube. I mean, that's a $4,000 tube amp, but these fuckers scale. I don't know if I'm going to have the same exuberance I have right now for what I'm discovering here as I'm gonna for that $6,000 pair of headphones that's staring me in the face. All this was set up to try to get the Zeospantera to sound their absolute best. Because people in your audiophiles, they require that sort of shit. And I'm just having a fun time with a headphone I spent $25 fucking on. I'm plugging it into things that are worth more than, like, the sum total here is at least what my fucking car is worth. $4,000, $1,000. This is probably $500 in the stack. These are $1,900. Each one of these is $600 and $900. Like the thing it's plugged into is $600. It's like so much money I'm plugging it into. And I'm having a fucking grand old time. I think this is the audiophile problem. They try to get everything perfect, and you don't want that. This is an imperfect headphone, but I'm discovering the ways to make it better. I don't want a perfect, like, well, a true audiophile doesn't want anything to be correct. They want to constantly buy things to make things better. That's why I don't use the ZMF Atriums, because they're perfect headphones. They sound perfect on that, on that, on that, on that, on that, on that. They change very little, but they don't never get better. They're just always great. This headphone might be the most fucking, besides like the HD 800 and the HD 600 to some extent, those are very difficult to please headphones. The TH909s I have, very difficult to please. This headphone is very pleased right now with the tube up its ass. A real expensive tube just climbing up its ass. And I want to point out also, we're at half volume on this. Again, I'm not on high gain. High gain, it doesn't need high gain. This is an 8 watt per channel speaker amp tube amp. These scale. Oh, wow. Yoko Kanno's On the Run from Cowboy Bebop. Remember Mad LaFoy? Remember Mad Pierre LaFoy? That's... You know what? I'm adding this to the sound demo tracks that I could never play before. Boom. You're in there now. Dude. Like, this is like me going, dude. I mean, I pay $25. You're going to pay $65 or... This is fucking phenomenal. I'm just... Imagine if I would have had the tube amp on before I started the review. These are gold. These are fucking gold. They're still... Marin is absolutely deserving of the fucking Monoprice. Monoprice didn't say this to me. I just bought him on a whim. I am astonished. That right there astonished me. If you have a tube like a more affordable, like a TA26, I don't know if this is actually hooked up. All right, test on the TA26. We have got RCA cables going down to the DAC. We've got power plugged. Maybe it will work. We're gonna need to use an adapter to get this off of this. Now keep in mind this tube isn't warmed up and you really should warm up a tube a lot. I just want to show off this DD. Zeos, link the DD Hi-Fi adapter. Look at this fucking nightmare. This is like $40. It's a 1/4 inch to 4.4 pentagon. So it doesn't make it balanced, but it allows you to use your balance cable, which in this case I'm converting a balance cable to balance to... Yeah, shut up. What I'm not hearing is sound coming out of here, which means the DAC it's plugged into isn't set directly. I've got this here. For those of you who don't know what's going on at the bottom, I'll give you a little tour. I've got 3 Geshelli lag JNOG 2s like glued together, and they feed everything. all at once. So my battery's about to die. I'm at 1%. I'm going to try this. You should try this. You people lucked out. The battery died right as I was going to give my outro. So I fixed the tube amp. That thing needed to be reset and put a... These love a tube. If you're a tube enthusiast, go spend $65 on a very comfortable closeback that you can hear a legitimate solitary difference. Here, let's go back. We'll use the entire adapter array. Look how high the volume has to go. Why? So many plugs getting plugged. Doesn't have to go high here. I don't understand how that needs to go up to past like the 6. This needs to go past half, but this is just like... These are great headphones. These are great headphones. They need a little TLC, but they served me well enough, and I'm sure all the nightmare stories will come up in the comments like, I had Brainwavz HM5s, and they took my whole family away from me. Never again. Yeah, no, quality. Download her in the thing, the Horde, which uses Resilio Sync. Which, if you want to know about Resilio Sync, I do reviews for software on the second channel. I haven't done one in a while. I got to get back into it. Second channel will also have a bunch of videos about like animes I'm watching and weird things. Just second channel shit. Second channel shit. I don't give a shit. Second channel shit, brah. Oh, I forgot to mention, it also comes with this set of pads. So you get a second pair of pads, which I know for a fact I'm not going to like because I didn't like... Oh, God, I'm breaking the actual thing. I didn't like these pads when I had them on the Brainwavz HM5s. But you know what? It's 2022. I'm going to stop this. We'll put this back on and we'll see if these suck. I motherfucking stand corrected. Number one thing I got to say, though, is as of someone who's been trained for almost a large portion of his adult life to change pads on a headphone, this is a fucking nightmare. I didn't even get them in all the way. Look, this one's sticking out here. The whole bottom of this one's just like laying on the thing. This is just, it's not a good experience. Oh, I got one to fall in. I might be able to tweak it. So you lose a little low end, which is what I expected to happen when you switch to a velour pad. Oh, I got it. Are the seams both on top? Thank God. If the one seam was on the top and one seam was on the bottom, I'd be really pissed. But they sound like they still seal. Like, listen. It's not like you're letting, like a lot of times you go a pad like this and it lets air through. So I think what this is doing is it's acting as a little bit of a damper on the inside instead of on like a nice strong tunnel. And this collapses way more. This is way softer. These pads are so rare to find pads like that soft. I don't know what you'd call that, but it's like the shitty pad. It's that shitty cheap pad. These are much stiffer and taller. So I think it's actually the distance away from your ears that's causing the bass to drop. But you're getting a much more like light and airy sound, even though you're not getting any air in there. I mean, at least on the tubes. Yeah, I actually put the volume up a little bit more, which is okay. Let's swap off of that and we'll go back to the suicide machine. This is a suicide helmet from Rick and Morty. Oh. You know, I have to lower the source. Still great. So now you get 2 pairs of pads, you get to play with 2 flavors, they're fucking great. They're fucking great and they're cheap and they're probably not available because knowing my luck, I'll say everyone should pick one of these up if you have a tube and they'll be fucking gone. Like the wind. Anyway, I'm Zeospantera. Her in the Horde. Patreon subscribe star. Support this channel and make it so that if I see something that looks interesting, I just buy it. I used to buy everything for this channel. Now I just try to get companies to send it so that I'm not fucking concerned about it. But at the same time, it's like I really want to buy shit. So Patreon and subscribe star directly support this channel. And the benefits you get for $5 a month. Even though inflation's happening, so it should be like $6.80 a month, but I can't do that. $5 a month, you get to see reviews early, participate in the yard sales, which these are so cheap I would never even bother yard selling them. But anything else, other things, you know, expensive things, like, hey, I'll put that in the yard sale. Maybe one of these decks. Maybe both of these decks. Certainly the SU9 Pro. But yard sales, free shipping, United States and Canada. So whatever you bid, if you're the winning bid, that's all you pay. If you're international, you pay half the shipping. I had to ship something to Qatar. It was $95. So it'll be $47.50 for him. It's $47.50 for me. But someone in Qatar is getting a Z Reviews thing. You also get to hear the sound demos. Losslessly, I upload the FLAC of the audio, and I have the video, which I think I have to compress the audio and the video to MP3 to get to work in Telegram. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that's where the sound demos live from now on. If you're looking for sound demos, new ones here, you're not going to find them. I'll make a video, just a straight video announcing that later. But $10 a month to get in the behind-the-scenes private Telegram chat where you get to ask me questions, and maybe you can make a suggestion like, hey, Z, why don't you buy this shitty old headphone that I really liked? And maybe I'll do it. And throw it in the pile over there for weeks and weeks and weeks. This was just a fluke that I'm reviewing these now. Because it was like, oh, I just need a headphone that if it blows up when I do this. Because you never want to test on the $6,000 borrowed headphone that someone loaned you. Like, let me try on something else. So that's the little, you learn that over time. So yeah, no, this is fucking great. This is great. In fact, this is a perfect area for a waifu sticker. So, links to waifu stickers in the description, Zeos. Anyway, Marin, me, you, Patreon, subscribe star, fucking zboombox.com for if any merch is left. We're trying to sell out all the last of the merch. We were doing a 50% off coupon, but it's probably done by now. New merch will come, real merch. I think I'm going to make a t-shirt that just says Z Reviews. Fuck with it and find out. Because that's what I'm doing here. That's my motto. If that ain't the motto of Z Reviews, I don't know what the fuck is. And don't forget to check out zboombox.com and click my sponsor link. Goodbye.